Now, in India, helicopters are frequently used to ferry high-profile political leaders, military commanders, businessmen. It is a major mode of transport in the northeast India. Now, the deadly aircraft crash with General Bipin Rawat on board is a grim reminder of the past fatal air crashes in India as well, involving political and military leaders. Now, let's just take you through some of them. On June 23, 1980, the younger son of a former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and the political heir to India's Congress Party, Sanjay Gandhi, died during a plane crash in New Delhi. His co-passenger, Captain Subhash Saxena, also died in that crash. Then on May 7, 1993, Lieutenant General Jamil Mahmood and his wife died in a chopper crash in Bhutan. He was the General Officer Commanding in Chief, Eastern Command, and was on an official visit to Bhutan. On the 9th of July 1994, the sitting governor of the states of Punjab and Himachal Pradesh, Surendra Nath, took off from Chandigarh to Kullu on a 14-seater Beechcraft airplane with 9 of his family members. The aircraft crashed into Kamrunag mountain range in Himachal Pradesh due to bad weather and thick fog. In 2001, September, a senior Congress party leader, Madhara Sindhya, and 6 others were travelling on the outskirts of Manipur district. The plane crashed in a paddy field, killing the scion of India's Gwalior royal family and 7 others, including the pilot. The crash was attributed to heavy rain and poor visibility. And in the same year, the Education Minister of India's easternmost state, Dehradun, also died in a tragic death in a plane crash in Arunachal Pradesh. There were 5 others on board who were also pronounced dead in that crash. Then in 2002, the Speaker of the Lower House of the Parliament, JMC, Balayogi, died in a copter crash due to a technical snag. The Bell 206 aircraft crashed near a fish pond in Andhra Pradesh with all 3 people on board. Now, in 2004, the Community Development Minister of Meghalaya, C. Sangama, died in a fatal air crash. Along with the minister, 3 legislators and 6 on board were also killed. In 2009, the former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Y.S. Rajashekara Reddy, was flying on board a Bell 430 helicopter with 5 officials. His aircraft went missing while it was passing through a dense forest area. The Prime Minister's office confirmed the helicopter's crash and the death of all on board the next morning. Now, next, in 2011, the former Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh, Dorji Khandu, met with a similar fate. His chopper lost contact within 20 minutes of takeoff on the 30th of April. The search and rescue operations went on for days, only to recover the remnants of the helicopter and charred remains on 4th of May. Dorji Khandu and 4 others on board died in that crash. Now, while the exact cause behind the crash is not yet known, official sources have claimed that the accident may have happened due to poor visibility following heavy fog. But the Soviet-designed Russian helicopter has crash-landed several times, and a few of them have been fatal. First major air crash involving Mi-17 was on October 6, 2017. In Arunachal Pradesh, the Indian Air Force chopper was flying sorties in a training exercise with 7 military personnel on board. The chopper crashed after its tail rotor detached after malfunctioning. All 7 on board died in the air crash. Again, in the subsequent year, another chopper crashed near Tawang, killing all 7 military personnel on board. In 2018, an Mi-17 crash landed in Kedarnath after colliding with an iron grider. But the crash landing was not fatal and all on board were evacuated to safety. Now, the subsequent year, another Mi-17, which belonged to the Indian Air Force, crashed near the Srinagar airport. 6 Air Force personnel on board, including 1 civilian on ground, lost their lives in that crash. Now, last year, an Indian Air Force helicopter made a forced landing in Sikkim after developing some technical problem. 7 military personnel on board were safely evacuated and 1 of them sustained injury. Now, last month, an Indian Air Force chopper was carrying out sorties in East Arunachal Pradesh. The aircraft crash-landed, but pilots and crew were evacuated, with 1 sustaining major injuries in that particular incident. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.